Thank you everyone for coming into another Age of Darkness video. My name is Ramchise, and today we're here to answer the number one question I'm asked when streaming this game. Should I buy it? And it's absolutely a great question, you know. All of us either have limited time, limited money, maybe both, and, before buying and committing to a game, obviously you want to know if it's worth it. So today I'm going to give you an overview of my thoughts on the game, the good, the bad, as well as my overall recommendation on whether to buy or not. This is my first official review video, official in air quotes. So, hey, feel free to review my review. Let me know what you liked, didn't like, wanted to see more, less, or different. But without further ado, let's make it happen. Now, before just hopping right into analyzing the game, I think a fair question is, what is Age of Darkness? And the reason I think it's a fair question is this is an early access game from a smaller developer. And honestly, the only reason I found it was because it popped up on my Steam recommendations. And I decided, yeah, let's give it a try. And a couple hundred hours later, here we are doing an official review of it. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Age of Darkness is a survival RTS game where, rather than typical RTSs where you build a base, your opponent builds a base, you guys try to destroy each other, here the map is the enemy. You know, your goal is to survive on a map that wants to kill you. Holy moly, not only are there a shit ton of dudes over here, the gold opportunities are off the fucking charts. And I think that absolutely sets it apart from other RTS games. But when playing this game, it's natural that some of my favorite RTS games, and I have played them my entire life, absolutely came to mind in a good way. First and foremost, when you first open up this game, before you can even hop into this game, you have to select a hero. And these heroes are characters that level up, have game-changing abilities, and absolutely will decide the fate of the game. Final health of the Loyal Guards, 425, 36 attack. These things are fucking strong. Not a lot of RTS games use heroes, but this one, it reminded me of Warcraft 3, one of my absolute favorite games of all time, where, same thing, you have heroes with game-changing abilities that would often decide the battle. And again, like I said, the hero system's not used in every RTS game, and I think it is very well implemented in this game. For lack of a better word, your heroes feel heroic, the abilities are strong, and they absolutely can turn the tide of a battle or the entire match. And I think the progression system is really well done. You know, they recently raised the level cap from level 5 rather, to level 10. So at max level, her summons maximum guards 5 from here, 5. Bolsters 80% melee damage. That's massive. 42% movement speed, 65% attack range, and adds 35% chance to stun. That's amazing. Queen's Rage, 45% attack speed. That's nice. 30 health, 10 each. It's not bad. It feels good because your hero starts off strong, but not overpowered, no abilities. And by the time they are level 10, they are absolute badasses. Strong abilities, strong stats, not overpowered, but strong enough to face down a wave. Maybe Edwin can just stand here and just be a beast. Clear an area, and like I keep saying, change the entire face of the game. Very well done. One of my favorite parts of this game, and absolutely a big plus for Age of Darkness. Now, after Hero, you get into the game, and, you know, as with all RTS games, you know, you start off building off your economy and your base building. And it's a pretty typical system, I would say. You have houses, which support villagers. You then use them in production buildings to train your military units. Reminds me of the economy a lot of the Stronghold series. Stronghold 2 is a game I, again, have a few hundred hours in. Love it. Similar system, and same thing with defending your base. A bit similar, and I mean it as a big compliment. And then beyond just the economy and the base building, the unit training and the fighting that make up kind of the table stakes of any RTS game. And I think this game is on par with any of them out there. I think the gold standard of medieval RTS, absolutely the Age of Empires series. And when it comes to what I mentioned, the economy, base building, fighting, I think it holds up. It feels balanced, diversified, fun, and it really, everything you'd want from a basic level RTS, this game absolutely has it. And what I think is good about that is it just goes above and beyond that by adding a map where all of the enemy units are already spawned and they want to kill you, adding the death wave, sending hordes of enemies at you, and the RNG-ness of the map, making each experience feel unique. I think these elements differentiate a game that already has all of the basic RTS elements done very well. I think it creates a unique and consistent experience that I have really had a lot of fun playing. Now, going beyond just, again, the basic RTS elements of it, how does this game actually play? I told you what it wasn't, a base builder where you kill your enemies' bases. This game is designed, or it plays out in two phases. You have your build-up phase and then your death wave phase. In the build-up phase, you're doing everything you'd expect from an RTS game, building up your economy, your base, your military, with the added twist of every time you're exploring and clearing the map, you are running into enemy units. This is it. Her just holding. Letting the Arby's do Arby things. That's what she was meant for. But given the fact that you need to explore for resources and land, it's an absolute must. And again, I think it's really well done because during this base building, it's not a sit back and peaceful experience. Not just because you're fighting your way out of your base for new land, but because you have a timer in the upper right-hand corner, a number of days until the next horde attacks you, and it just adds such a good atmosphere. It really adds, or makes you feel like, you are in danger. And this is by no means an easy game, so you actually are in danger. Balls, balls, balls! We're not ready. We're not ready. Emotionally, spiritually, ecumenically, we're not ready. But it just gives you that feeling of urgency and purpose that I think makes this game just a ton of fun to play. There is always something to do. There is never enough time. And trying to, clear out a map, get that extra resource, set up your defenses during your build-up phase to prepare for that death wave, it really, really, it doesn't get old and has consistently proved to be fun for me. Then the other phase of that is, of course, the death waves itself, where they are sending hordes of varied enemies at you that start off with a couple hundred, the first one, to tens of thousands, I think it is, on the upper difficulties later waves. And again, the death waves, it feels great. It feels like you are under attack, you're fighting for survival, and they're challenging. Could they go up there?
Our defenses are under attack.
Please turn. I was extremely nervous about that. One of the big things I credit this game is it's balanced. It is very easy to lose. I have lost my fair share, but if you play it right, you optimize your strategies, you can win, and it feels great. And the death waves are no exception to that. Challenging but fair, and really feels like you're fighting for your life against a demon horde. Again, really well done. The entire experience from the build-up first day to the last defense is really fun and has been a great experience for me. And so I've talked a lot about the positives of this game, and I'll make no secret of it. I think there are a lot of positives. Any of the negatives I would talk about, lack of unit variety. I don't know what they could do to ever make me seriously use the swordsman or even the sentinels. I don't know about you. I would prefer, if for a frontline unit, I would much prefer the flamer, and I usually don't even need them because I just make so many arbalists. The only way would be if they had, if one of the next heroes was some crazy sorcerer ranged unit type thing that you needed frontline units to use or something. I don't even know. Some RNG elements that can absolutely tank your run. The most notable is the death wave pathing is unknown. Sorry, is the wave not coming? Oh, what the fuck? How could I have predicted that pathing? I don't. Some of those RNG elements, as well as just hoping for a little more variety, co-op, maybe some new maps. All of those negatives I would chalk up to the game being in early access. Since this game's release, we have seen a lot of patches and major content updates, adding new heroes, new buildings. I'm hoping they add new units. So I would say anything negative. The devs have been working on it. They've been incredibly responsive, and I'm looking forward to them continuing. My only other complaint outside of maybe the RNG or lack of unit diversity is sometimes the games can drag on a little bit. It takes over 3.5 hours to complete one game, which, it's a lot of time to dedicate. But again, the devs have been working on it, have been incredibly responsive to the community, and so I am excited to see where this game goes. And with that, I would currently give this game a 7.5 or maybe an 8 out of 10, and I would absolutely recommend getting it if you are an RTS fan. Like I said, it does everything, the table stakes, I would say. Good economy, good building, good fightings. It absolutely does that. And adding the extra twist of a map that wants to kill you and the death waves makes it a unique experience. And the RNG elements and the different heroes have made it not only fun to play through once, but a game that has a lot of replayability. I'm excited to see where it goes, and hopefully add some co-op and see some of you guys out there. But again, this probably will wrap up my Age of Darkness videos. I've done some tips, some guides. Probably do some more when new content comes out. But as always, thank you guys for stopping in. I do hope to see you on our next video or live on our stream on Twitch. No! Grandpa! I killed Grandpa.